Hello my dear students. So in today's class we are going to discuss about the keyword integrity. This word is very much important because in CSE Mains examination paper 4, that is ethics, integrity and aptitude, this is a module which uh, comprises of about 250 marks. So here ethics word meaning I have already discussed with you. The second keyword is integrity. So we are going to discuss about this term integrity. So what does this word means? When we talk about integrity, what does this actually means? So let's talk about the origin of this word. So this word integrity comes from the word integer. And what does this means? Integer. It is a Latin word which means whole or complete. Integer means what? Whole or complete. But here, when we are talking about completeness or wholeness, so we are talking about the personality of an individual. It means that we are talking about an individual and the quality of being honest and morally upright in thought, speech, and action, even when no one is watching. What does this mean? Generally, what we see in our life, okay, there are various people around us, okay, it may apply to ourselves also, that what we see, there are three things. The first is what? Thought and speech, and the next one is what? Action. Okay, so we see that majority of the people, whenever they argue, whenever they discuss something, whenever they will talk about something, whenever they will give suggestions about something, you will find that they are ethical in their thought and speech but not in action. It means they are preaching what they themselves are not practicing. This is a major lacuna in our personality, that when we talk, okay, when we are having thought and speech, when we are giving suggestions to others, okay, we are very good, okay, but when it comes to action, we are not, our actions are not in sync with our thought and speech. So integrity means what? Integrity means what? The first point is, okay, we should be morally upright in our thought and speech, plus, okay, our action should be in sync with our thought and speech. So that is what? Integrity. Now there is a second problem here, that many people, right, they are morally upright in their thought and speech, they are also morally upright in their action, but when the challenges came, okay, or you can say that in tough situations, or in you can say that in odd circumstances, what we see, that they often do compromise. So what is this integrity? Integrity means that whatever you are saying, okay, you should morally upright, you should be morally upright in your thought and speech, your actions should be in sync with your thought and speech, and in tough situations also, in difficult situations also, in odd circumstances also, what you should do, okay, so even when no one is watching, your action should be in sync with thought and speech, and your thought and speech should be morally upright. So this quality is known as integrity, and this makes our personality perfect. So that's why complete, that's why this is called integer. So the root word here is integer. It simply means that, okay, if we are having such kind of personality, that whatever we preach, we do practice also, right, without caring for, even if anybody is watching or even if no one is watching, okay, it means that we are, our actions are in sync with our thought and speech, okay. So that is what? Integrity. And when such quality develops in our personality, it shows the consistency of our character. That is an important part, that integrity shows the consistency of our character. Integrity also shows or implies truthfulness, or we can say that integrity is also implying adherence to moral and ethical principles, that yes, in our life we are following the moral and ethical principles. So finally we can say that the definition of integrity is what? Okay, so it is the quality of being honest. It is the quality of having strong moral principles that one does not compromise, or one should not compromise in any of the circumstances. One should not compromise. That is called integrity. Okay, it means that एक बार जो मैंने commitment कर दिया फिर मैं अपने आप की भी नहीं सुनता. So that is called integrity, but वो थोड़ा ज़्यादा है, right? Now the second important point is that, okay, I hope that you all have understood the meaning of this word integrity. Now, what are the key elements of this word integrity? Okay, so integrity. So when we talk about civil servants, okay, so what these civil servants do? You all are civil service aspirants. So you all are future bureaucrats. In future, you will be civil servant. So when you will be civil servant, you will hold positions of public trust. Okay, you will hold positions of public trust. Okay, you will be part of this governance. Okay, you will run many government institutions. Okay, it means that your responsibility will be bigger, and you will be able to, okay, do your work in a more effective manner when you possess this quality, and that quality is called integrity, right? So when we talk about integrity, okay, so key elements of integrity is what? Okay, for example, what is the key elements? Okay, when we talk about integrity, it simply means what? The components, we can also say that these are the components of integrity. So it constitutes honesty as well. Okay, integrity, it means honesty is a part of integrity. And what is honesty? Okay, speaking truthfully, acting truthfully without deception is what? Honesty. The second point is consistency. It is also a component of integrity. And consistency means what? Okay, uniformity in our values, uniformity in our actions. Okay, even in tough circumstances, difficult situations, we are the same. Okay, our principles will not be compromised in any situation. That is called consistency. This is also a component of integrity. The third important point is what? Moral courage. And what is the moral courage? Moral courage, here the word that is included here is courage. And courage means what? Okay, the courage to do the right thing, even if there is some kind of pressure, even if you are facing some kind of difficulty in challenging situations also, you must have the courage to do the right thing, and that is what? Moral courage. It is also component of integrity. It means the person having this quality, integrity, must have honesty, must have consistency, must have moral courage, and he or she must have the next quality that is called accountability. And accountability means what? Taking responsibility of your actions. Many a time we see that the people often make excuses that I'm not responsible for that particular mistake. Okay, they used to blame others, okay, for their mistakes. So that is not accountability. Whether we are in personal life or public life, we should be accountable to our actions. We should be accountable to our decisions. So the person having this quality, integrity, you will find that he is always accountable. He is ready to accept the consequences. He will take the responsibility that I have taken the decision, and whatever the consequences, I am not going to shift the blame on someone else. So that is what? Accountability. And the next important part is what? Important component is transparency. And transparency is very important. Okay, even if in our private relations, in our public relations, okay, we must be fair, we must be open, our conduct must be ethical. Okay, does not matter it's personal life or public life. So the transparency in our thought, behavior. Okay, we are working in any organization, okay, we are having relationship, there are different kind of social relationships, so we should be transparent. Okay, so that makes our personality more credible. So when we talk about integrity, integrity means, okay, morally upright. We should be morally upright in our thoughts, okay, and our actions should be in sync with our speech and thought, even if no one is watching. And this is a superior quality. And the different components of this quality are honesty, consistency, moral courage, accountability, and transparency. Now, the name of the module in your syllabus is Ethics, Integrity, and Aptitude. So it shows the importance of integrity. You will be surprised to know that whenever in the final stage of your examination, in CSE examination, there is a test that is called personality test. Okay. And your personality is examined. Okay. In 20, 30, 40 minutes of time. In that personality test, there are some, you can say that panelists who will ask you questions. And what they test, what is the most important part in the personality test? Okay, where the interviewer is examining or trying to find out what they try to find out in any candidate. Okay, so one most important element that they try to examine or judge the personality of any candidate is what? Integrity, right? So this is the most important thing that is judged in your personality test. Okay, it is not IQ, it is what? Integrity. If you are a person of your words, okay, if there is no any lacuna, if there is no your deceit thought, speech, and your actions are in sync, and it can easily be examined. Okay, when you are questioned, okay, so your responses will give a clear indication that you are a man of integrity or not. So for a personality test, what is the most important part in any candidate? That is integrity. So ethics, integrity, and aptitude is the name of the module. Now in 2013, this paper has been introduced in UPSC. Now the question arises that what is the importance of integrity for civil servants? Okay, so the answer is, okay, as civil servant we are going to hold positions of public trust. Okay, so we are in a office, okay, where we will have to act in a responsible manner. Okay, so what will happen? Okay, if you are a civil servant and if you are a man of integrity, or you can say that if this you are possessing this quality, so what will happen? Okay, so you will be in a position, okay, to deliver good services to the people. It means that you will have to allocate resources to the people as a civil servant. What we see, okay, that we need to access, we need to help the people at the grassroots level also. There are policies that are designed and where we are implementing the policies. Okay, so in that situation, when you will do excellent task in administration, okay, when you will work for the public welfare, okay, with that true spirit, what will happen? Okay, so your honesty, your credibility, your honesty, your integrity will promote the credibility of government institutions. It means that the people will start gaining confidence in government institutions. The people trust in state, the people's trust in government will increase. So ultimately the credibility of institutions will increase, and the trust and confidence of people in government institutions and the state will increase. So it is very much important for civil servants, okay, because your actions will promote public trust and credibility. The second important point is that, okay, integrity is important for civil servant because, okay, it will promote non-partisan and fair administration. What does it mean? It means that as an administrator, what you need to ensure, so you need to ensure that your decisions are taken on the basis of merit. Your decisions are free from any kind of biasness. Your decisions are free from any kind of nepotism, okay, or corruption. Okay, so if you are possessing this quality, so ultimately what you will do, you will promote non-partisan and fair administration. Now the third important point is what? Okay, so many a times we see that there are political pressure, there are pressure of superior officials. Okay, we are in difficult situations, there might be political pressure, there might be some social pressure, there might be financial pressure. So whenever we are working or our actions are guided by this, you can say that, virtue, that is integrity. Okay, so it start working as an internal moral compass. So whenever we are going to take decision, okay, our decisions will be in right direction. We will not be involved in corrupt practices. Okay, and we will also not be influenced by any kind of political, social, or financial pressure. Okay, so if we develop this quality, so it will help in resisting the corruption and the pressure, which is important in handling the administrative tasks. And the fourth and the most important point is that, okay, with this quality, an administrator can do what? Okay, for example, as an administrator, you are implementing the schemes. Okay, so when you are implementing the schemes, okay, so in implementation there will be no any corruption. It means the implementation will be done in letter and spirit. So what will happen? The benefits of these schemes and policies will reach to actual target groups. Okay, so that is an important part, and that is what? Ethical governance. Okay, so this quality will help in promoting efficient and ethical governance. And ultimately what will happen? A civil servant with integrity will set a benchmark for the new civil servants. Okay, you can say that your juniors, okay, those who will join the services, will start considering you as a role model. The people in the society will start considering you as a role model. So definitely we can say that it will set leadership. Okay, you can set examples for others. So this is also an important part, and that is why this is important for civil servants. Now the next point is, why you see, is integrity important for civil servants only? So the answer is, okay, no. Integrity is, it's true that integrity is important for civil servants, but at the same time we can say that this integrity is also important for each and every individual in the society. Because if we all possess this quality, ultimately in society trustworthiness as a value will be promoted, self respect and credibility as a value will be promoted. Okay, and it has been witnessed multiple times that those people who are having this integrity, this quality in their personality, they earn more respect in society, their reliability increases. Okay, and they are having long lasting success. Okay, so it will also promote harmony in society. And ultimately we can say that if our thoughts and, you can say that speech, if our speech and thought are in sync with our actions, and we are morally upright even if no one is watching, so in that situation there will be no any guilt. It means that our inner peace and mental strength will further be increased. We will have a clarity of conscience. We will be having freedom from any kind of guilt. So that is an important part. Okay. Now I will just give some examples so that you could understand integrity. For example, if I am an employee in any organization and if I get salary and suddenly I see that I have got extra salary. Okay. So without waiting for any call from accounts department, I will contact the office and they will say that I get the excess extra salary, and voluntarily I will return it. Okay, without waiting for the accounts department to call me. That is what? Integrity. Okay, that is one important point. For example, if you are running any business and you find that there is some tax error in that business and you voluntarily decided that what I will do, I will report this tax error, and this is what? Self reporting. This shows that you have maintained integrity in business ethics. So this is an important point. In our personal relationship, if we have committed any mistake and if we are ready to admit that mistake, that yes, we have committed that mistake, okay, and we hope that this mistake we are not going to repeat it, that is what? Integrity in our social behavior, in our public life. So these things will ultimately do what? These things ultimately, okay, promote social harmony. So integrity is very important for civil servants, not only for civil servants, it is important for everyone. Okay, so that's an important point. Now let's discuss one more thing in this integrity. For example, Aristotle is an important philosopher. We'll discuss in detail about Aristotle. Okay, so while discussing virtue ethics, Aristotle says that, okay, we should refrain from excesses. It means that between two excesses there is a golden mean, and this integrity is a virtue between these two excesses. So this is what Aristotle says, that integrity is what? Integrity is a virtue because it is a golden mean between two excesses. And what are these two excesses? So according to Aristotle, one excess is what? Dishonesty. So we should refrain from what? Dishonesty. And the second excess is what? The second excess is bluntness or rigid righteousness. So between this bluntness and rigid righteousness, on one side there is dishonesty, on other side there is bluntness and rigid righteousness. So between this is what? Golden mean, and this integrity is a virtue. So in the words of Aristotle, integrity is what? Virtue. It means simply, okay, for example, you will find that many people say always tell the truth, always speak the truth, okay, but always speak the truth without compromising, without any compromise. That is what? Integrity, in the words of Aristotle, right? So this we will discuss in detail, that what is Aristotle's golden mean theory. Okay, so according to Aristotle golden mean theory, you must remember that integrity is a virtue. So Aristotle says that, okay, truthfulness without being hurtful, okay, honest without self righteousness, principle without arrogance, okay, and consistent yet compassionate. Okay, so according to Aristotle virtue ethics, integrity is not always simply always telling the truth or never compromising, but having this kind of qualities. Okay, balanced moral disposition, this is what? Integrity. So it has been defined differently by different scholars, but this is an important value and must be developed in civil servants, and for civil servants it is essential. Now in Kantian ethics, again we'll discuss Kant in detail in our classes. So when we'll talk about Immanuel Kant, okay, Kantian ethics, so there we read about, in Kantian ethics we read about categorical imperative. So in classes I will discuss discuss with you deontological ethics. They will discuss Immanuel Kant, they will discuss categorical imperative. So here Immanuel Kant emphasized on a universal moral law. Categorical imperative is what? Universal moral law that we all should follow, and he emphasized duty and acting by universal moral law, right? It means that, okay, a maxim that could be universal, we should act in sync with that. And if we are a person or a man with integrity, in that situation we will not take actions out of fear, or we will not take action out of our selfish motives or gains, but we will take actions because we will be in a position to understand that that particular thing or that particular action is the right thing to do. That is the universal maxim, and that's why we are taking the decision, and that is what? Kantian ethics. In the same way, when Gandhi will talk about integrity, Gandhi will say that satya, truth, okay, and integrity, living in complete truth and transparency, that is integrity, both internally and externally. Obviously Gandhi is also saying the same thing, that living in complete truth. And what is the meaning of complete truth? Okay, it means that complete transparency both internally and externally. It is the same definition, that your thoughts, okay, your speech should be in sync with the action. Okay, you should not compromise it even if no one is watching. And that's why when we read about Gandhi, we have heard about a famous book written by Gandhi, that is My Experiments with Truth. What is that? This shows this quality of integrity in Gandhi, that accountability, whatever the mistakes that he has committed, okay, he himself, okay, was discussing these mistakes in public by writing a book. Okay, this shows what? Transparency in Gandhi. So that is an important point. Gandhi says that our beliefs becomes our thoughts, right? And our thoughts becomes our words. and later it becomes our destiny. So we should be very alert with our beliefs, with our thoughts, okay, with our thoughts, with our speech, with our actions, and our actions should be in sync with that. Okay, so this is an important point. Okay, and ethics teaches us about what is morally right, what is morally wrong, right? Now if we talk about another important book, that is Gita. So in Gita what has been said, that according acting in accordance with the dharma. Okay, and in Indian philosophical context, dharma means duty. Okay, without selfish desire, that is niskam karma. This word you might have heard is the highest form of integrity. Okay, so according to Srimad Bhagavad Gita, okay, niskam karma, okay, if we are living a life, okay, where our life is dedicated for the welfare of other people, so that is what we are doing actions, those actions which are morally upright, okay, without caring for the consequences. Okay, so in that case, that is what nishkam karma, and that is the highest form of integrity in our life. Okay, we should always do good to others. That makes our life more meaningful. So it is very important to find meaning in our life, and this will happen when we will live a life that is guided by this value, that is integrity. So integrity is important, essential for civil servants, and at the same time it is also important for all of us. In long term, the persons having this trait, having this quality of integrity are respected in the society. Will find that in long term they will get success too. Okay, and ultimately their life is more meaningful, because if you are a man of integrity, so you will be in a position to promote public trust. Okay, now how this integrity could be, okay, inculcated or promoted? Okay, so when we talk about the philosopher Aristotle, okay, so Aristotle says that what integrity is, what a virtue. Okay, this I have already discussed with you, that integrity is a virtue, and what we need to do, okay, how we can just get this trait, how we can practice this virtue. So Aristotle says that we will have to practice it, okay, continuously. So if we will do continuous practice, we can develop this quality in our personality. So there are various methods through which this integrity can be promoted in public life. I am talking about public life. For example, ethical training that is given to the civil servants. Once you clear this examination and you will go to the training center, you will find that the ethics and the ethical training will be given to you. That is an important point. So that's why I said that these values are inculcated, these values are being developed. Okay, code of conduct, okay, there are guidelines, okay, that you have to follow. As an administrator, you will be taught what is administrative ethics. So in this way these values are being developed. Okay, so that is also an important point. Okay, for example, when we talk about whistleblower protection, okay, there is one movie in which Nawazuddin Siddiqui has played the lead role. I am forgetting, it's, I hope this is Costa, ऐसा कुछ नाम है, right? So in that film you will see that the officer is having this quality of integrity, where he is doing what, he is trying to protect the truth tellers. Okay, he is trying to protect the whistleblower. Okay, so this quality in long term, this integrity in long term, okay, will set that officer as an example in the society. Okay, so if you are a person, if you are an administrator having integrity, so obviously you will promote transparency in government institutions, you will promote e-governance, you will further encourage RTI. Okay, you will try to protect the whistleblowers. Okay, and ultimately what we see, that the officers, the administrators who are having this value, integrity, are highly recognized in the society. They become the role model for their juniors, they become the role model for the people in the society. So this integrity, you can say, it is a keystone of ethical behavior. We cannot imagine the ethical behavior without this important quality of integrity. We cannot imagine ethical behavior without integrity. Okay, It does not matter it is personal life or public life, public administration. We must accept this thing that it is the keystone of all the ethical behavior. Okay, civil servants, for civil servants it is very much important because it will ensure fair, just and non-corrupt governance. For individuals it is important because ultimately it will promote trust in society, it will promote social harmony, it will promote peace of mind, it will develop strong moral character, and this will also give us freedom from our guilt. So that is an important point. Okay, so lastly, concluding this lecture, we can say that integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Okay, this is a very simple definition, that integrity is what? Integrity is doing the right thing even if no one is watching you. That is what integrity. So I hope that you have understood the meaning of this term, that is integrity. The formation of this word is from Latin word integer, means whole or complete. It is a quality of being honest. It is a quality of being morally upright in our thought, in our speech, in our action, even if no one is watching. And when we develop this quality of integrity, it will further imply what? Consistency of our character. It will promote truthfulness in our behavior, and at the same time it will be in sync with the moral and ethical principles. So it is the quality of being honest, it is the quality of having, it is the quality of following strong moral principles, it is the quality that we are not going to compromise even if the situations are challenging, difficult. We are not going to compromise with our values, with our principles. So it is very much important to have some values and principles in our life. A man without any values, a man without any principles is not a man at all. Okay, so thanks to all of you.